Welcome to Desantistan, a radical and oppressive right-wing dystopia that undermines democracy, vindictively punishes political opponents, and cruelly bullies vulnerable citizens. It's ruled by Little Dick Ron DeSantis, which is short for Little Dictator.
I am standing in your way.
DeSantis and his allies have brought an ugly cloud of darkness to the Sunshine State. He has exploited wedge issues and pitted Floridians against each other to further his political ambitions.
Instead of focusing on issues that Floridians actually care about, Ron DeSantis and the Republican Party are instead waging this culture war with our education system.
I am not backing down 1 inch.
DeSantis' reign has been a complete and utter failure to enact his agenda. DeSantis hides behind the smokescreen of protecting the youth, yet he has abandoned the state's most vulnerable, at-risk, and desperate children.
4 different families accuse workers within Florida's foster care system of fabricating evidence, hiding and withholding key information, and ignoring state and federal family laws to divert children away from biological family members and place them with system-connected strangers. 18 more families have now joined the suit.
People hired to keep local children safe are quitting at an alarming rate.
The sheriff now calling the state's child welfare system broken, its group homes designed to care for kids in need incapable of handling kids. But it's also a system that has for years been overloaded, underfunded, and under-resourced, insiders say.
The governor has fomented bitterness and divisiveness to distract from his disastrous public policies.
Governor, Black history is American history, and you are on the wrong side of history.
And we are going to make sure we stand up to the left.
Under Little Dick Ron, Florida has become unaffordable.
South Florida's Tri-County area leads the country with rent 18% higher than it should be.
A COVID death trap.
You do not have to wear those masks. I mean, please take them off. Honestly.
He took away my authority. He put my child at risk.
Case data incomplete or inaccurate. COVID deaths reported late or not at all. And contact tracing simply never done.
An educational abyss.
I like getting books from our library, which we can't do right now.
They've come for teachers over masks. They've come for teachers over books. Teachers have been called groomers.
We are all scared because if we have a governor who doesn't value freedom, then what does he value?
And a citadel of censorship.
20 of her books have been removed by officials in Martin County schools.
It is not fine for you to make a decision for everyone else's child. And that is really what's at heart here.
6th grader Jonas Walter fears one of his favorite books may be banned from the classroom.
I think what the legislation is doing is trying to stoke fear that things are happening in the classroom that aren't really happening.
As well as a hotbed of hate. It's no coincidence that under his leadership, neo-Nazis have flourished. They've been emboldened and regularly disseminate literature and parade across the state, while the Florida governor remains silent on their swastikas. No one is safe in Florida unless they bow down to the authority of the state.
There's a new sheriff in town, and that's just the way it's going to be.
If you want to know who Ron DeSantis really is.
Little Dick Ron is a strange hybrid of a committed fascist and a communist tyrant. From the fascist right, he scapegoats minorities, purges libraries, forces women to give birth, and indoctrinates school children with a sectarian agenda.
Make America great again. Build the wall. Then Mr. Trump said, "You're fired."
All you're doing is shrinking these kids' worlds and making them ill-prepared for reality.
And that's the hypocrisy of this.
From the totalitarian Stalinist wing, DeSantis demands the business community adhere to his worldview or face severe consequences.
I don't think Ron DeSantis is a conservative based on his actions towards Disney. If you express disagreement in this country, the government is allowed to punish you.
He is a demagogue, a dangerous demagogue.
So if you look at this whole special district, Walt Disney Corporation obviously owns a lot of it, but the district owns other land. What should we do with this land? Maybe you need another state prison. Who knows?
He wants to become president of the United States and export his ignorance and extremism to the rest of America. We are a group of deeply concerned citizens, committed to ensuring this Orwellian nightmare never occurs.